Hi, I'm Brandon. I love Hallmark June wedding movies.
I'm Brian. I like Hallmark June wedding movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise June wedding movies. And this is the
Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, I'll be. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome.
How you doing?
How you doing? Hello, everybody.
How you doing?
It's
People
gonna
will get
crush
that
next
joke
week.
Next week.
Crush next week.
We're a little.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. It's Tuesday, the final Tuesday
It's the
Countdown.
final Tuesday.
before Christmas in July. Christmas in July. Christmas in July. Christmas in July.
It's a month of the year where our business holds a festival and watches old movies.
Yeah.
Not together. We will do some of that at Bramblefest. But we have Bramblefest, and we watch old movies, and it's a big deal, apparently.
Yes.
That's the way I understand it.
It's a big deal. It's a very big
Bramblefest,
deal.
4 tickets remain
4?
for the entire fest.
Final four.
What does that mean, 4 tickets? for
4
me?
tickets. Like, you can get in the door for all the shows and all the stuff. No VIP, but 4 tickets where you can actually be there for everything. Special guests we've not announced yet.
Oh.
Super duper fun times ahead.
Now, I do want to know, Rig, typically
Hello there.
Boss Baby
This is
Fest.
real early in the day.
Yeah, it is.
And real early in the
Boss
episode
Baby
for me.
Fest
Yes.
typically, it seems to be following Bramblefest around. Is that
Yep.
still the plan?
I want to be very clear. We had booked the Red Roof Inn
Right.
before you guys moved your date.
No.
I booked it first. That's what happened. You
All right.
check it. Check the sheet.
How many people are coming
Check
to
the
Boss?
sheet.
How many people are coming to?
Check the sheet. Check it.
Just look at the sheet.
Check it.
I checked
Thank
the
you.
sheet. How many people are coming?
We are looking at around 30.
Okay.
Boss babies not included. But remember, we have 3 rooms conjoining as per use. It's tough to find.
Right. That
One
is very
will be
time.
showing the movies. One will be showing the shows, and one will have the boss babies.
By boss
they're-
babies, you mean
They are infants
Just
with
regular
ties
baby-
on, of course.
so people bring their babies, or
And
do you
they
rent
put
these?
ties on
Do you
them
rent
in
these
suits
babies out?
because they're boss babies.
You don't rent the babies out.
No, we
though.
don't rent babies. We would never.
So if no one
we
brought
did once, it
babies,
did not go well.
if no one brought babies, there'd be no babies.
We'll borrow some babies.
You'd borrow babies.
We borrow some babies,
Wouldn't
yeah.
rent the babies. You'd borrow the
There's
babies.
we borrow some boss babies.
Where? From where?
Yeah, Carol and Steve.
All right, fair. I get
That's a
that.
good answer.
I get that now.
You're not going to miss it this year.
I forgot about Carol and Steve.
It's
to be fair,
It's a 5th annual Boss Baby Fest. Yeah, that's right.
Fifth?
Check the sheet on that
Yeah, that's
one.
right. Check the sheet. It's been around longer than.
so it says here the first year you had 10 people.
yeah,
Second year you had 50 people.
yeah,
Third year you had 109 people.
yeah. That was right.
What
before-
hgood
Yeah,
that was in the height of COVID. What
we
happened?
actually took a
Nice.
year off in 2020. Thank you very much.
Okay. Wow.
Uh,
Good for you.
But it was in the height of COVID. You're right. I think people are ready to stretch their legs and meet some boss babies.
Fair. All right. Well, thank you, Wrigley. Good luck with this year's Boss Baby Fest.
Hey, good luck to you guys over your little thing.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
We're talking about Make Me a Match.
Make me a match.
I thought for sure the first word was match. It's not. It's
Match me a make.
Match me a make. Make me a match. Are you guys ready to dive into it?
Born ready.
June 24th, 2023 is when this movie
Year of our
premiered
Lord.
on the Hallmark Channel, and it went a little something like this. We see a commercial for Date a Match.
A mate.
Date a Mate. Date a Mate.
Data mate.
Date a Mate.
Hi,
Now,
this is data mate.
This is spelled like data.
I'm the mate
I
of
would
all
have
data.
read it as data mate. I would have read that as data mate,
Wrong.
not data mate.
Does it have an E in it?
It's DATA mate.
I would have read it as data mate as well.
Yeah, but it's data mate.
Like, I'm the friend of data.
No, yeah, the whole thing here is
Like
that
Brian.
it's
Brian's a data mate.
Data mate.
you're a big data
He
mate.
loves the data
data.
and data, and he's a friend of it.
But the whole
Sure.
so it's like a play on words. It's date a mate, but
they're
it's
using
data.
Yeah.
But they're using data.
Yeah.
I would have read it as data mate. And then I would have been confused.
Yeah.
Like, is it something for dads?
Dad over there. That's a mate.
Maybe it's for dads to get friends.
Yeah.
We meet Viva.
Vivi.
Vivi. Why do I write Viva?
Viva?
I wrote Vivi everywhere else. Vivi, who works for said dating app, she goes to make a wish at a fountain and accidentally hits a dude in the head with a quarter. They talk about their differing opinions on finding love, and she goes on her way. She has a boyfriend that she met on the app,
And it's really choking you up. I can hear.
and they're at a party together.
Every time you talk about apps, you get.
I love it. I love apps. I know
Yeah.
how much you love apps. I got you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
airdrop you. She has a boyfriend that she met on the app, and they're at a party together, and she sees a text from his boss man. That's what it is on her phone. Boss man come in, and she's like, "Oh, I'll see what boss man wants." She's shocked to find out that boss man's actually boss woman, boss baby, and
Check the sheet.
he's
Did
cheating
you check
on
the
her with boss man, boss woman. So she breaks up with him.
It's not
Let's see
checking
how
that
it is.
sheet.
Whatever.
I checked the
What
sheet.
did you find?
You're right.
My pants.
She
That's
takes
a good one.
she takes a couple months off and comes back to find out what happened. What went wrong with Datamates? Why didn't it work for her? She's shocked to find out the success rate of this app is only around 20%. And that's not a bug. That's a feature because money. She sees a commercial for an Indian matchmaking company claiming a 95% success rate. That's what we need. So they go to meet with her. Her name is Raina, and her son is like, "Hey, it's me. I'm the coin guy. Remember me? I got hit in the head with a coin a couple months ago." His name is Boomesh. We'll call him Boom for now on. Vivi pitches taking the Indian matchmaking company mainstream. So take the principles and how they go about finding those matches and make it for all people, all things to all people. And so Vivi agrees to be the testing subject, and Boom is going to be with her along the way to make sure everything is going according to plan. They start with learning all about Vivi and her family, which, by the way, her parents are an absolute mess. Then they bring in some other families because the families have to gel if this whole thing's going to work. None of this waiting a year until you meet your spouse's family. You got to meet them right away. And she also ends up obviously hanging out with Boom a good bit because Boom's just around. It gets narrowed down to 3 guys. None of them feel super right. And after a bad day of dates, she joins Boom at an Indian wedding, and they have a time. They're loving it. They're having fun together. And you start to wonder, whoa, what if these 2 crazy kids ended up together? So there is one guy. His name is Tristan. He's really the last guy that she is spending time with. And she kind of keeps going on dates with him, but they're not perfectly in sync. Like, you know, when you're supposed to be rock climbing together and one person's just like faster.
Yeah.
You gotta be in sync. You gotta be in sync. So they do kiss, though, and you can tell by her face underwhelmed by the kiss. To make matters worse, she finds out that her parents, who have been going to counseling, are getting the big D. Divorced. Then Tristan tells her that he's got to leave forever for work. Sorry, this isn't going to work out. I got to leave forever. This isn't like this is a forever leave situation. She's crushed. Her parents falling apart. The app that she worked for is a piece of garbage. And not even matchmaking with a 95% success rate is working for her. Boom shows up at her door and is like, I care about you. And she's like, why do you care about me? And he's like, her boss tells her that they're going to go back to the old way of doing things. We're not going to integrate the Indian matchmaking into the app because money. But you do get a promotion. You've done good work here, kiddo. And she says, I don't want your promotion. I quit. Boom comes to find her. They finally kiss, what I would say is relatively good ones. And 1 year later, we get to see those two lovebirds get married. And that, my friends, was Make Me a Match. That's exactly right. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to break this movie down and so much more here on
Deck the Hallmark.
We're back. I did check the sheet once again. Boss Baby Fest 2 years ago, after that huge 109 year, they went down to 12 people.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder.
Yeah.
We started checking.
What do you mean you started checking what?
We started checking.
Yeah.
You know, some people say they're Boss Baby fans, and they're not.
So,
They say it, and
Wow.
they've actually only seen the movie like twice. They're not reals.
So someone who's seen Boss Baby the movie twice isn't a big fan?
Hasn't seen the sequel, the TV show, the Christmas special.
Not allowed.
It's like they don't even care. They
So-
just stay up for some cheap thrills.
So how do you
They're not here for the real reason.
So how do you get them? How do you get them to make sure that
you vet them.
you vet? How do you vet that?
It's a pretty significant process. It turned a lot of people away. It turned a lot of people off.
Just
of
the
it.
idea of it.
Is it like
threat of it.
Is it like Clear but for Boss
Yeah,
Baby?
you get it. There's
Yeah.
fingerprints involved for sure.
eye scans? And
Yeah, the fingerprints. What you don't know is that when you're a Boss
You have
Baby
to tie a
fan,
tie around a baby as well.
what?
You have to tie a business knot for a baby. It's a baby business knot.
All right, let's talk about Make Me a Match, the latest and the final addition to June weddings.
Yeah.
Here of 2023. Let's break it down with 4 segments. We're going to start with a hot take, and I'm going to start with you, Brian. Brian, what'd you think of Make Me a Match?
Sure. So I was about halfway through. It kind of clicked on my mind, maybe 3/4 through. I was reminded of the 1994 action thriller Speed,
Okay.
where there was, if you remember, if the bus went below 50,
55. Then it
uh,
blew up. That's right. There was a
bomb
bomb on the
detonates.
bus. Correct.
Vivi, if she doesn't find love by 30, we don't know what is going to happen.
God, all bets are off at that point.
She was on the brink of disaster
Yeah.
towards the second half of this movie, and part of me was like, well, maybe we just see what happens.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe your identity shouldn't be
Yeah.
tied up in that. Maybe
we just let it just roll
maybe
with it.
even be normal.
Yeah, maybe even stop being so devastated about love. So part of me was just like, let's keep good. Maybe she's gonna crack and break and fall apart, and we're gonna have to put a regular
Yeah.
life together. That's not based around.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
No, no.
Whatever. There were things I liked that really stood out to me. The name of the app, Datamate. I thought that was a a
Of course you did. I hated that
I
name.
thought it was so good.
More
This
on
guy.
that. I mean,
Yeah,
I've already
great.
talked
This
about
guy.
it.
Data
Of
mate,
course.
like date a mate.
Yes.
Also data because data, and then DM, just
Is
the
it-
letters.
It works on so many
Is it,
levels.
is it just Dan and I that say data?
Yeah, I
is
think
it
so.
just Dan
There
and
are
I?
weirdos who say that.
No,
but
no. Bramble Jam Plus. Let us know in the chat.
People
How
say
do you,
data. No, people
data
say that.
as in DADD.
DADD, like
data,
daddy, Hallmark
like
data.
data,
As the
or
boss babies
data,
say.
data.
I've even worked with like system architects who say data. Like it's not strictly like outsiders. who
All
call
I'm
it data,
saying
so-
is if you're going to name your company,
yeah.
using a word that can be said multiple ways, and it is all reliant on it saying being said
Yeah, a
one
certain
way
way, yeah.
to make any sort of sense. That's not a good name.
Did you see who was running the company? So, the guy's not the clearest of minds with
Oh,
ideas.
but
So-
you said
love
it's a
the
good
idea.
name.
I
I'm
think
not
it's a
trying
good.
to
I think
flip.
personally, I thought it was a cool name. It worked for me. Yes, there are issues if you pronounce it data or somebody pronounces
Datamate.
data. Datamate.
It's not a dating company.
It's not. It doesn't work. But when you say datamate,
like
it's pretty clear.
some sort of pocket protector for your calculator.
Maybe it was. Maybe
Or
that's how it
it's
started.
or it's finding other dad friends.
Yeah, finding your boys, your new
Like
boyfriends.
maybe it's
You
know,
guys.
parenting. You can feel a little secluded sometimes.
Yeah, find some other parents.
Find your boys.
Sure, find a daddy.
Not
to hang
everybody
with.
can just hang
Can
out
I
and
tell
watch
you,
Hallmark
somebody in the
Christmas
chat
movies.
just said this, and I didn't want to, the only Star Trek show I ever watched was Star Trek The Next Generation. There's a character on the show named Data. And because his name is Data, I always say Data for the other one, as if I'm going to
like Data's
offend
a name.
Data,
Sure.
the character, which is stupid because
very
it's not
stupid,
real.
Yeah. No, not real.
But I say Data, yes.
Okay, sure. You also don't say room properly.
Rome. Yeah, I say it correctly. Room.
Daddy man.
I liked the
No,
nefarious.
that made me uncomfortable. Yeah.
Let's just back this up.
Yeah.
I like the nefarious CEO, the guy who's just running the company into the ground, all about the shareholders.
Yeah.
I liked him. I kind of wanted more of him.
Well, what's also nice about that is I assume that that's all dating apps. Like, even though, what's the one that
Hinge
people,
wants you to
Hinge
delete it.
wants you to delete it? I don't buy that.
Of course
I
they
don't
wanna
believe
make
it.
No,
money.
that's just a marketing
It's
play.
all
Yeah.
not. I believe that this is all dating apps.
Yeah. And so that was fun. Just his whole vibe about that. Bhumesh was like a John Stamos Indian lookalike. I thought he's just a great looking dude. I liked seeing him on the screen.
I saw Indian John Stamos live.
You did.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I bet they
Wow,
were good.
That's phenomenal. Yeah, I bet that was a good time.
Yeah.
The showing the relationships later in life, we don't see that all the time. Showing a divorce decision, the big D, if you will.
I will.
You did.
Showing the big D was something we don't usually see. I wanted more Indian celebrations. I did not like her hopelessness. So it was okay for me. It was okay. There was some things that stood out, some things I was just kind of annoyed by. It was just okay.
This is one that I really, really liked the premise of it, and then kind of got lost a little bit along the way. I thought the performances were good. I actually really liked the Wind Calls the Heart. What's her name in this show?
Is
it
Eva Bourne or
Yeah,
Ava
but what
Bourne?
is she in Wind Calls the Heart? She's
She's the Face's wife.
she's Face's wife in
Which
Wind
is
Calls
terrible,
the Heart.
but that's how I know.
I liked her in this a good bit. Boom, here comes the boom.
Ready or
I thought
not.
he was great. And just the general idea of taking the practice of Indian matchmaking and saying, can we broaden this out and work it into the app? A really interesting premise that ultimately, like, I would have liked it more, I think, if one of the other relationships was really good. Like, I feel like the one that she ended up with, the longest, Tristan or whatever, like, the whole time you can tell she's uneasy. So it didn't really add any tension to it, because it's not like I got to choose between Boom and this guy. It's just really like this guy is kind of a snoozer, and he's leaving the state for work. And so, I don't know. I felt like it could have been really good. Premise is really great. It's probably one of my favorite premises of the year as far as shaking things up a little bit. But overall, just fell a little bit flat for me. Probably will still be on the top half of, and we'll do a ranking later this week. Probably will still be for me upper towards the top end of the movies this year.
stick?
Towards the upper end of the top half. Towards the upper end of the top half.
Yeah,
so that's at the top.
Upper end.
Yeah.
So that's the
Of the
very
top-
top of the top half.
So this is
You're
your
at the-
favorite movie of the
favorite
year?
one of the year.
Upper end.
It's one of
No.
the worst sentences you've ever
It's probably
said.
towards the upper end of the middle.
Yeah, yeah.
Upper end of the middle.
Sure.
Upper end of the middle. Yeah, Dano?
I'm impressed that Hallmark could take this plot and these two leads and make a terrible movie. Because the plot is great. The two leads are charismatic. Ava Bourne is really, really good. Rushi Koda, I believe is how you say his name.
Boom.
He's really good. He has a really fun recurring guest spot in Never Have I Ever on Netflix, where he does a great job there. He's really good in this. This movie is bad. By midway through, it was hard for me to remain focused. It was so boring.
come on.
And I think what you hit on is exactly right. The 4 people they choose for her to date, none of them have any sort of attachment that works at all. None of them give you any sort of maybe will they, won't they. And then what you hit on, Brian, which is she is constantly looking for someone else to validate her instead of just being confident as a very successful woman. Like, she's I got to get married by the time I'm 30. I got to go on these dates. Yes, please match make me. If I don't, then I don't know what's going to happen. So that was a downer. It ends up really boring somehow. There's not a lot of thought put into anything aside from the leads being charismatic and the fact that it's a really good idea that we haven't seen, or at least a spin on an idea that we haven't seen. And so that's unfortunate. Are there worse movies this year? Yes. Are there better? Absolutely. Upper half of top tier? No, absolutely not.
What about upper end of middle? I
No.
think that's where it'll end up.
I'm
going to go out on a limb. I'm going to bet
in my
that it will
mind,
end up upper middle.
It's in my mind. It's in the middle tier, the middle. Like it's not in the top.
It's going to be
two.
crowded.
It's not in the
I
bottom
think it's
two.
going to be
It's
crowded in the middle, and that one's going to leak its way up there.
It may pop
Leak
up
would
one.
leak
But
down.
it may rise one because of how bad the crop has been so far.
I think it'll end up in Big Fun, maybe 6.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, whatever.
Let's get to all the feels where we talk about what gave us those feels, Brian.
Boone's dad sounded great. A lot of talk about him. I wish we got a flashback to him doing something.
His mom
you know?
was great, though.
She
She was
was.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
phenomenal.
was. She did a great job.
The standout part of this for me was the engagement celebration, I was sort of like, that's where I got really excited and kind of looking forward to the second half of the movie, and it just didn't keep that momentum going. But that reminded me of, in the office I used to work in, we had a lot of Indian people there, and they would do celebrations around Indian holidays. And everybody was invited, and all the people would dress up like you saw in the movie. They would wear like all their outfits, and they would dance and sing. And so that reminded me of like how fun the Indian culture is. Like they love to sing and dance. Like just
Did you get out there, dress up, dance?
No. I ate some of the food. I stood around the circle and watched it happen. I was like, yes, you're doing great. But they like, I sort of like wish I were more outgoing like that. Like there's no thought in their mind. They don't think twice about just getting out and dancing and singing and doing all this. Like even on conference calls, we have a guy I work with, Pankaj. He starts sometimes with a song. He just starts singing.
That's how you live
So
right there.
the guy is living. So yeah, it reminded me of how fun the Indian celebrations
We
are.
never sing around here.
No, it's a little different around here.
Yeah.
So yeah, they did that really well. I wish there were more of it.
Well, so that is mine. I found I've been to a lot of white people weddings, and I've about had it up to here with the Cupid Shuffle. I can only handle it so many times, and I'm far past it in my. And it's just like people, us white people, we like instructional songs. We love a song that tells us
you what to
exactly
do.
Fly
what
to the
we're
left.
doing.
One hop this time.
And I like this celebration was popping. The dancing was phenomenal. I loved it, and so I would just give me that.
Yeah.
because I'm about all weddinged out. But if they were like that,
Sure.
if you can kind of just feel it out, I'm all about
in.
that. I really like that. Dano,
Indian food. We only got one scene where it really happens, but I got to be honest, man. You get some good naan bread, and you get some good like whatever kind of meat you want there, but like chicken tikka masala, whatever it is, and you get that yogurt dipping sauce and some rice. Holy cow! I just wanted to go eat Indian food, and that was my big takeaway. The rest of this movie, bleh.
let's take one more quick break. We'll come back and we'll get to the Wait What's and the What the Hallmark here on Deck the Hallmark.
Deck the Hallmark. Yeah.
Deck the Hallmark, y'all.
Hey.
Are we back?
We are. Who is this?
What?
Who is this?
Who? Me?
Yes.
This guy, you?
Oh, so you guys know the hit television, the hit television show
Simple question.
Raining with Dogs?
No, I did not. I've never heard of a show called Raining with Dogs.
It was
have I.
on the hit television
Channel.
channel, the MC.
Is this the maybe even guy?
No. So the MC
The
played
MC was
played
the
my
channel?
show, Raining with Dogs.
Raining with Dogs.
I played
What
both the dog and the person getting rained on with dogs. Well, I'm looking for a new home for my talents. And I kind of was walking by this place, saw this studio, thought I'd come in and say, hey, I'm
so
ready.
you're not on the. You're
No,
here.
I'm here.
Okay.
And I am ready. I've got lots of ideas, such as you guys know the super popular cereal Chocolate Time Time. What if we all filled up our bathtubs with chocolate time and filled it with
I'm gonna put you on a quick hold. What's your name again?
Danny DeVito, not that one.
That's unfortunate for you.
What?
Sorry, man.
Can we just pull back the curtain real quick here? If we could go wide here, yeah. So producer Aaron is in Ireland and could not make this episode because she hates us and feels as though she's got to take a family trip to Ireland. Whatever. She gets vacation time. But I think what our mistake was not the fact that Aaron left. She's welcome to do that. It's that we brought Tracy back in to produce an episode because we had no one else, I guess. And so Trace, are you there, Trace?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, you're letting people walk in off the streets into the studio that say their name Danny DeVito. Why?
He's the creator of Raining with Dogs.
Okay, no one has heard of that show.
On the MC?
No one's heard of that channel.
Chocolate Fun Time?
Still no. Trace, can you just produce one episode?
I'm trying.
This is why
I'm trying to bring something new to the show. You guys don't use me anymore. I try to bring something new.
This is
like
why
Danny DeVito. Not that Danny DeVito.
This is why you've been fired. It's better than not that Joe Rogan, I would say. At the very least.
Let's get to the Wait What's. It's the part of the show we talk about what this movie made us go wait what. And I'll start with you, Brian. Brian, what made you go wait what, pal?
Yeah, so I know she had to find out he was cheating, but it rubbed me the wrong way, the way she looked at the phone. Like, it just, it was just too,
look out.
It was just too, like, I don't know. I guess maybe it's set up like a little bit of her character and how, like, maybe she's just a little paranoid and whatnot, but I don't know. Like, maybe a phone call from his boss would have worked a little better for me instead of a text where you literally have to tap it and look into it. But if somebody's boss is calling, it would have made more sense to me for her to answer it and be like, hey, your boss is calling. I'll get it for you.
But here's the thing. If she was able to get into his phone,
yep,
that means that she has the password or passcode, which means that this was a setup arrangement that they had. That you can go into, like, I'm assuming you can go into my phone if you want to. We've been dating for a year. I don't have a problem with
my wife
this.
and I go on each other's phones all the time.
Yeah.
However, they are dating.
Yeah.
My problem is this, and I don't want to undersell this. He was the one cheating.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
your problem is with her.
Yeah. You're not going to.
Obviously, the cheating is wrong. You can't. It's not okay what he was doing.
I'm not here to nitpick on whether or not you should get into your significant other's phone because there was actual cheating.
Right, but she didn't even seem like she was suspicious at all. So it just came out of nowhere for me. Like, oh, she's just going to pop in there when he gets a text. It just seemed too convenient for her finding out he was cheating. I feel like a phone call would have worked a little better for me. She had to find out he was cheating. He should not have been cheating.
You know this happens, right? Like, all the time?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way, the way it happened. That's all.
Do you know that anytime somebody checks a phone and finds out their spouse is cheating, they're also surprised?
That's right.
Maybe not. Maybe they're expecting it, and they're like, I suspect it. She didn't seem to even suspect that he was up to nothing.
I guess my problem
good.
is that he took a very similar line when he was like, how dare you, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bro.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, obviously you're in the wrong.
Were cheating.
Yeah, big problem.
There's that.
So I don't know. It looked a little funny to have her as the face of the app campaign, and then in very short time after, the face of their revamp of the app using the Indian matchmaking.
They just made
system.
a commercial with her as the lead, and then they revamped the whole thing, and they made her the lead again.
Right. Looking for a new relationship. So she's involved in the test. So that just, I don't know. I think that would look a little funny to people who are actually watching the company, like, hey, what's going on here? Boom going to the park with a bag full of arrows, joining a pickup soccer game for foster kids.
We got to unpack this because you went through that way. You rifled through it way too quickly.
Oh boy.
So this man, Brandon, did you have this written down too?
No.
Really?
No.
So this regular Saturday morning for you?
This didn't raise any red flags.
I've done a lot of ultimate frisbee competitions. Nothing surprises me anymore.
This man packs up all his gear, and by all his gear, I mean everything. Anything you could play at the park, he's got it. You got bocce ball? You bet I got bocce ball.
Absolutely.
I'm here for pickleball. I'm here for tennis. I'm here to shoot some arrows. He goes to the park by himself with all of his gear just to see what's popping.
Yeah, see what's happening.
And then he gets there and he's like, well, normally I find something to do, but he says a group of guys were one short for a soccer game, and it was to raise money for foster kids. So there's a group of dudes out there that are playing pickup soccer for foster children. How?
With mini nets.
How?
Yeah.
How? First of all, before we get to roping Boom into the equation, how are there a group of men playing pickup soccer for foster children? What does that mean?
Yep.
Are there foster children in the stands?
Pay to play?
Is there a buy-in that they're giving?
Yeah.
What is happening
$1 per goal?
Where a bunch of bros go, we should do some charity work. No, why don't we go play pickup soccer and at the end of it give money to charity? There was no...
Yeah.
Also, in that scene, there's one goal in the field, and it's about 4 feet wide. It's a children's goal.
Yep.
But there are a bunch of dudes who are playing pickup soccer for charity.
Yeah. And
they're like, we're one short. And they're like, boom.
We know you're here.
We need one. We know you got your gear. We need one. And he's like, no, I'm here to do anything else with my gear. And they're like, it's for foster kids. And he's like, well, if that's the case,
can't say no.
I can't say no to a pickup foster kids one soccer goal game.
Yep.
Right.
And so he joins in at that point, and I still don't understand how any money was given to foster kids or how they played soccer with one goal.
Yeah.
And what he's doing with all his gear there. It's one of the weirder scenes we've seen all year.
All of it tracked for me. As somebody who has been a part of multiple Cody Frizz Ultimate Frisbee competitions,
I have two.
Then you bring
Not
all
that.
your gear.
No.
You bring all your gear.
For every sport?
Everything that could happen.
Everything that could happen.
Boy. Maybe foster kids
Hey guys,
was somebody's
Cody Frizz,
name.
how's it going, boys?
Oh, he's on
On
the
a
line.
pickup. Cody.
Hey, how's it going,
Oh,
fellas?
that's 2 phone calls back to back, right?
Man, it's weird. You got another one. Cody,
What's up?
your voice sounds higher.
Yeah.
Almost like Henrik on the Nines.
Nah, it's not that.
Okay. Do you have any new tournaments you'd like to make us
I
aware
got
of?
so many
couldn't
new tournaments
possibly-
coming up. You guys don't even believe it now.
Yeah. There's one, and you sent me some notes for some reason. This just says
With the computer from jail, yeah.
yeah. This just says
Nice library.
Shredder Ball Skinks Are Us.
You got it.
What does that mean?
Yeah, that's happening July 1st down at the PNC Arena.
What is Shredder Ball Skinks Are Us?
It is what it sounds like.
Is it still Frisbee?
No, well, yeah. So you guys know shredding machines?
Oh, yeah.
Those are included.
Okay.
Balls, Frisbees. It is what it sounds like.
You bring your own shredder? Or?
What about
Yeah.
what does a skink come in?
Can't talk about it.
Yeah, you'll find out.
What else you got for us, buddy?
On July 17th, we're going up to Delaware for the 5th annual mini golf frisbee falafel machine.
Mini golf frisbee falafel machine.
Hey guys, I gotta go. Someone's got a shank.
You better get out
All
of
right.
there.
Cody is no longer on the line.
All right, I'm good. It was
Cody's
a joke.
good.
It was a joke.
That's a
Got
funny
it.
joke in jail.
Well, I got one more coming up. July 9th over in Tennessee.
Yeah.
It's called the 15th now.
The 15th now?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything we should know about that in
Oh,
particular?
you guys know numbers and stuff. You got to
Yeah.
do a lot of math and stuff down there, and you do the frisbees and play it up, man.
Thanks, Cody.
Wow.
I feel like, can I
Well,
say
what happened
this?
for spaghettis? Gotta go.
See you, buddy. I feel
Cody.
like Cody is starting to lose it a little bit.
I don't think so.
He's
He
been there a
used
while.
to have, he used to know what all his games at least
You think
did.
he's playing too many? You think he's
I
stretched
think
too
he's,
thin?
he's in
Even
jail.
though he has nothing but time.
He's losing it. He's losing
Yeah.
some of his faculties. Because, I mean,
Uh-oh.
at one point he just said, we're going to go in Delaware.
Yeah.
And then didn't give any explanation as to where in Delaware, what the game
You'll
was about.
find it, I think, is generally his
Delaware's not
spot.
that big.
It's not that big. Great.
In my mind, Delaware is one town, so I'm with
it's
him
one
on that
town,
one.
of course.
Do you got any more?
So that was great. Just that whole thing was unbelievable. Boom and Vivi listing the countries they had traveled to, and both agreed, like without any question, that the reason to travel is for the local produce.
Oh, no. That's another huge one. You took my two biggest ones.
Yeah.
So we got to camp
Go
here
ahead.
for a second as well.
Please.
It's the only reason to travel.
They
That's
said
it.
they
Produce.
both said they went to Bali. No. It wasn't. No, you guys, it's worse than that. They both went to Bali, and then one of them said, "Did you try the local produce?" And the other one said, "Of course." What's the other option? Did they get it shipped in from Malaysia? What is your other option for produce when you're in Bali?
Yeah.
Of course you tried.
But didn't they say that's the only reason to travel is for the local produce?
They did say that.
That's
Which blew my
absurd.
mind.
But in Bali, did you try the local produce? No, we stayed away from it. We only got imported produce. I was in
my
Bali
own.
for a week, and I was like,
Yeah.
if you bring me anything that was grown in the ground in Bali, so help me.
I brought my bow and
I'm
arrows
outta
and my
here.
produce.
All of it. Shipped it all in. Claimed
Where's
it at
this from?
customs.
Where's this from? Bali? Here? Where we are now? Get away.
Can you imagine
Yep.
being in the States and
local
being
produce.
somebody being like, all this produce came from another country?
Well,
What are you doing? Of course you tried the local produce. Even if that's why you went. You tried it.
Well, it's the reason you go.
yeah,
That's the reason you go.
reason to go.
You
Ridiculous.
compare and contrast produce from around the world.
That's right.
It's the only
Keep it
reason
in your journal.
It's the only reason I travel.
Produce journal. It's December 7th.
That's why we're here.
And the last one I had, I had two. On her date with Tristan, when they were rock climbing, the music was like
Weird.
so sentimental.
Very
like,
weird.
Yeah, like,
Yes.
even if they're trying to communicate like things are awkward and not natural, like that was just too weird. Too weird. And the last one, it was just weird that nobody suggested in any fashion that Vivi and Boom give it a shot. Like
No kidding.
not nobody.
Yeah.
It was just too weird. It was just too weird. It was sort of like waiting and waiting and waiting. The mom's definitely going to say something. Nope, nobody's going to say anything. Just weird.
I have a lot of problems with the meet cute. Anyone who goes to a specific area just to wish with a coin and a fountain, it's an interesting move. If you're around a fountain and you go, oh, it's a wishing thing, I'll do it.
She's literally standing perpendicular. She's not even close.
She's
to
in
the
a
fountain.
weird spot. She hears a horn. It goes flying. It hits him in the head. He's like, I'm going to have a concussion. It's a quarter. The whole thing was really weird and clunky and made no sense to me. And that's unfortunate. I didn't like that. I did have the produce thing. The only other one that I had was the kiss between her and Tristan. Why was it the way that it was? Like usually, she either say no to the kiss.
Yeah.
I don't. If you're just gonna
there motionless
and do nothing with your eyes open, like you got to give a little too, right? Like you got to meet halfway. You
was
got
a
to do
weird spot.
something. Like either say no, but this whole like. And then being like, he doesn't have it. Well, no, duh.
no.
Who has it when you're staring at them just going like a fish?
Yeah.
Who has it?
nobody's got it.
Nobody's gonna walk away from that kiss being the person being kissed. And just having your eyes open, staring at them like a fish, and being like, "Man, this kiss was insane."
It was a tough scene.
It was a tough scene. Tough scene. Dano?
Yeah. At the beginning when she dumps this guy for cheating on her, she's shredding pictures at the office, and the pictures she's shredding of him are just full color printed pictures of him. So I think she printed out photos just to shred.
Just
them.
to shred. Yeah.
I don't know why else she would have
principle.
color printed. Like just skip the whole thing in my estimation. And I know we go over this every time there's a company with an app, but I don't know how many times.
Wait, what's your problem with the color pictures?
They're not photographs. It looks like someone just printed them off a color printer just to shred them.
I see.
Yeah, if she's shredding photographs, different story. But they're just like
Printer paper.
like we just printed them in the other room to come shred them.
Yeah.
If an app has 20 million downloads, they do not have an entire high rise of offices. They're not leasing the space out. The office, the front door of it, and then they're 3 stories up at one point. All of that is their office space. I mean, 20 million downloads. Guys, you don't need a space as big as Facebook's headquarters to run your 20 million download app from. You just don't. You need maybe a floor of that. Maybe. That's it, right?
I don't know. Well, I looked up some Hinge data, like stats, and that's about the number of users Hinge has. And I imagine Hinge has a pretty
full high rise.
Not a full high rise, no. But I imagine they got a few floors.
They have a full high rise. They
That's
operate
too
on
much.
at least the first 3 floors, but their name is on the front of the building. That's real bad. That's like absurd. There's no way you need that much space. I love how they go into her apartment and they're like, there's no color here. And the big change is we're going to put 2 muted red pillows on the couch. And it's like, look at you now. Look at what you've done now. Look at all this spice and pizzazz and pop you have now that we put these 3 pillows out. Can I introduce you
You know how
to
those pillows always just stay on the couch. They don't end up on the floor.
yeah.
Never.
They're always
Never.
just always perfectly set.
That's right. Can I introduce you to the weirdest all hands meeting of all time?
Sure.
This is just a company meeting that looks like a game show. There are 2 little lecterns up there.
Dual podium.
And there's a CEO, and then there's her and her friend. And they're spotlighting them, and they're calling out numbers, and everyone's applauding. But also, it's not necessarily just to reward them. They're like, how much did this actually... Why is this happening?
Yeah.
It's a very weird meeting that's going on there. And lastly, someone at the... Oh, no. I do have to cover this. I'll save the other one for What the Hallmark. Why is her boss at this wedding? He's an awful human being.
That's true, yeah.
He doesn't care about people. She quits and walks out the door. And then at the wedding, at her wedding,
Yeah.
he's there.
Dude, he loves to party, though.
loves
You
to
know
party.
he invited
How did
himself.
he get an invite to that wedding?
Oh, yeah. He's not going
He's
that way.
terrible. He got an invite. Don't know how it happened. That's all I got.
It is time for the What the Hallmark is, where we wonder what could have been. Maybe we get some clarity. What we still have. Brian, what are you still wondering about, buddy?
First of all, I hope they go to India together. That would be a cool fast forward if they did something like that at the end. But Raina, I feel like Raina, the mom, I think that maybe she didn't want them initially to end up together. I sort of have a little theory there, because all the pictures of the girls she had picked out for him or who wanted to date her son were all Indian girls.
Yeah.
And so my thought was, I think
Yeah.
her first choice is, let's get an Indian girl for my son, keep him with an Indian girl. We do all the traditions and all this stuff. And she was sort of like backburnering the idea that, okay, Vivi's a good choice, but let's just first
It
see
was
here.
weird that they kind of tried to play both sides of that.
Yeah.
That like she wants him to marry an Indian girl, and they infer that, and then they don't.
Indian
It
woman,
was-
I guess.
Yeah,
we should
yeah,
say.
yeah. Indian woman, of course.
Woman. So that was it.
So I have a theory that Tristan lied about the job.
Yeah,
Oh,
after
yeah,
the kiss.
yeah,
The kiss
yeah.
is
For
so
sure.
bad. He goes out with her, and like he's like, I got to tell you something, and then the whole dinner proceeds not to tell her. I'm thinking he's like scheming, like what can I say? And then it's just like, I gotta leave for job
Job in other place.
job in other place.
Yeah.
It's been fun, and then he just leaves so fast.
That's right.
He just
so
walks right
fast.
Job in other place. Gotta
I have a theory. That's my theory. Tristan's
theory.
big lie head.
go. At their wedding, there is a voice that comes from off camera. It is a female
Yes.
voice that says, and with that, the couple are officially married.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
There's no one on. There's no
There's no
female on the
officiant.
stage.
There's no officiant.
just
But someone's saying it into a microphone.
Yeah.
And I don't know who it is or why it happened or what
Yeah,
what
it's
they
an
thought.
Indian wedding tradition. Somebody on the
That
speaker.
they get
just
some white woman to be like, and
makes
with
an
that,
announcement.
the couple are officially married.
That's right.
I like that.
Yeah.
We did, everybody.
Yeah, we
Congratulations. We do have a double decker of the week. Pay it if you want to come
on in,
in,
buddy.
Let's play that theme song, huh? Double decker of the week. Hey!
Oh my goodness. Boy.
If people are happy, they're happy right now because we're doing the double decker. Dan, who we got?
We're workshopping that. Don't hold us to that. That may not even make it. We may cut it in post.
I don't think we should.
I don't think we did.
Double Decker of the Week. Go to BrambleJamPlus.com and join the Double Decker tier or higher
That sounds right.
to be a part of our fun family. And this week's Double Decker is Lynn Tyler.
Oh, Lynn.
Lynn Tyler.
Guys, can I be honest with you?
Please
I Googled
do.
this one. It got me sad.
Oh.
Lynn's fallen on some hard times. Now, she
no.
doesn't like getting this word out, but she doesn't want to.
But we're going to do it here for thousands of people.
So Lynn told you in privacy.
Well, but I Googled it.
So it's out there.
And so it's out there.
She doesn't like it,
She
but we're
doesn't
not going to
like
do
it.
She
anything.
didn't like getting it out there.
We're not
but
gonna
When
do
it's out
anything to
there,
stop
I
it.
can't retract it.
has
I'm not
gotten
in
out
control
there.
of
Yeah.
it, but
Fair.
it's there.
Fair.
And so Lynn used to work in the circus, as you do from time to time.
Send
and-
money.
As you do from time to time.
As you do from time to time.
Yep. Okay.
And she was the human cannonball.
She was a human cannonball.
A human cannonball.
They'd shoot her out of a cannon across the stage.
Great.
What's wrong with that?
She got fired.
For what? Oh.
We have a standard here. We have a standard here. It is not a high standard. It's not. Non-disclosure made it. It made it.
Got that commercial? Dang it.
We do not. This does not meet the standard. This is not a business. This is a pun. It's just
It's a pun!
It's just a pun. Lynn Tyler.
Dan,
was the
her career
human
is not a pun.
cannonball,
Is that all you treat her
and
as?
she got fired.
It is funny, though. It is funny, though. It is funny, though. Well. Back to you, boys. Oh, that was real good.
What a time.
We're back next time with another one. Best of the concludes tomorrow. And then we've got some plum pudding to get us ready for the Christmas season. We'll be back, the three of us, on Friday for our ranking episode.
Can't wait.
Very excited about it. Until then, maybe we're the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark is a Bramble Jam podcast. It's produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.